Hey, what's up, everybody? Ballard here, Christian Ballard, Ballard Sports Media, coming at you with. I'm not breaking the news, and we've pretty much all seen it thus far. But the real thing I want to get into is should it affect draft stock? Talking about Jalen Carter, defensive tackle of Georgia, projected possibly to be the number one pick if the Chicago Bears don't go after a quarterback, which I don't think that they will. He could be Georgia's second straight number one pick in the draft. Remember, they had Trayvon Walker to the Jags last year, which helped a lot. The question I have is this, and I want to hear from you guys in the comments. Should his arrest, so here's the thing. Let me rewind. Jalen Carter had a car crash. No big deal. Everybody's okay. But he left the scene of the crash. Doing that, there's an arrest warrant out for him. He gets arrested. Charges are brought up. All of that. I guess he's not in jail or whatever right now. I don't know. But should it all affect his draft stock? Does it make him a bad person? I'm not here to say that. I'm not here to. I don't think anybody out there is really, something like this. I mean, come on. He didn't. The worst thing he did was he left the scene of the crash. I've had a car wreck before. First thing I did was I went to go check on the other person, make sure they were okay, and they were. Jalen Carter left the scene of the crash, and doing so, there's an arrest warrant. Should it affect his draft stock? You draft players based on talent. This does not affect his talent, what he did at Georgia. Therefore, it probably shouldn't affect his draft stock. But also take this into consideration when drafting players. What are you going to be walking into with them? Whoever drafts Jalen Carter on draft night in April, are they going to have to deal with the legal issues that come with it? And the answer is probably so. I'm not here to downgrade or rip. I'm not here to, I'm not here to downgrade the situation, number one. And number two, I'm not here to necessarily go after Jalen Carter, throw him under the bus. I'm not here to do any of that. But I want to hear from you guys in the chat. Should it really affect his draft stock for the 2023 NFL draft? He made a simple mistake. He's young. He's just out of college. I think it should be common knowledge and common sense. If you have a car crash, you don't leave the scene. Otherwise, you got something to hide. In which case, why'd you run, Jalen Carter? Why'd you leave the scene? Why? I'm not here to say that he had something. I'm just, it makes you curious, doesn't it? I know I'm probably missing a lot of details. I don't have anything pulled up right now. But the basic of this video is you draft a player normally based on talent. You draft a player based on character, based on who they are as a person. But nowadays, because of just the world we live in, do you draft a player, or you can still draft, but would you want to draft a player based on the fact that he has some legal issues right now? That's the case with Jalen Carter. He's got some legal trouble he's got to sort out. Probably not going to, like, it's nothing major where he's going to spend, like, the next, his whole lifetime in prison. It's nothing like that. He's a young kid. He made a mistake. And that's something that he's got to deal with. But, again, purpose of this video, should it affect draft stock? I'm not going to be the one to say it should or shouldn't. I mean, CBS put out a mock draft where they had him 17 to the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's a big drop. That's huge. Do y'all agree with that? Let me know in the comments. I don't know. I'm going to leave it up to the comments. I want to hear from you guys. Your opinions. Should it impact his draft stock? Oh, don't draft him. He left the scene of a crash. He had a car wreck. He had an arrest. He had this. Now we got to put up with it. If you're the Bears, if you're the Texans, whoever gets him, they will have to bring that into their organization. So, anyway, I just want to hear from you guys. I wanted to get my thoughts on this. Jalen Carter, he's young. I don't want to call him a kid. I know he's older than I am. He's going to the NFL. I'm still in college. But he's young. He made a mistake. That's something that personally, outside of football, he has to deal with on his own. And whatever the legal situation is, that's on him. But if he's still eligible for the draft, as long as that doesn't get taken away, and he can be drafted on draft night, and I'm sure that he will somewhere, where does he fall? Does he fall out of the top 5 because of this situation? Is he not the number 1 pick? Where does he go? I want to hear from you guys in the chat. I love y'all. Have a great day. Peace.